I think every woman in this world is a lioness who's just caged for certain moments, but given the chance and opportunity, they would all come forward.
To your first love, is it ophthalmology or it is Dr. Ramamurthy?
I think it's Ramamurthy.
Which psychosocial changes you brought in your eye foundation to retain the good faculty?
It's about taking care of them, their dreams and aspirations. To be born again in this world, then I would still want to be an ophthalmologist.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have a very prolific, energetic and dynamic Indian ophthalmologist, Dr. Chitra, with us. And myself, Dr. Arvind Kumar Maurya from Hyderabad. And ma'am, welcome here at WS. I would like to know about your journey, from where you started and where you see yourself as of today.
A very good evening to all of you. And that's a lovely question, but just that I was so unprepared for this interview in the first place. So some of these answers may be rather spontaneous. I have been in ophthalmology from the time I married my husband. So, from ever on, I was married to a very highly ambitiously charged guy. So it was, and a person who ensured that he didn't grow in the business alone, that I grew along with him. Yes, there were moments when I stepped back with the Shreyas coming in and Shrishti coming in at different points of time in their growth. But because I strongly believe that the family peace and integrity is so very critical. And at that time, a woman stepping back and then coming back with full force is always there. I think every woman in this world is a lioness who's just caged for certain moments, but given the chance and opportunity, they would all come forward. And then, of course, along with him, it was a small practice, then which grew into a little larger practice, then a smaller hospital, and then grew into a bigger hospital. And then our children joined, and our excellent team of ophthalmologists of the Eye Foundation. We would be just nowhere without them. So you cannot grow alone unless you allow your entire team to be recognized at every point of time. I would say that in our practice, there's only a percentage of patients who actually come asking for us alone. It's for the Eye Foundation and for the different doctors which are there in it. And probably that's the way every other prolific practice or in a medical college or anywhere progresses. So that's how we evolved. And with the younger generation joining him, that's sort of like we are suffused with even more energy and charge. Probably we just become young when the next generation comes in with a lot of positive thoughts and ideas. So sky is the limit. I hope good health allows us to do what we need to do, and we are able to support our whole team as they go along the way.
Yeah. So now coming to your first love, is it ophthalmology or it is Dr. Ramamurthy?
I think it's Ramamurthy. No way can I take it back from him, because if I can stand today and talk what I do, if my husband had sort of not allowed this to happen, allowing me to grow along with him, it wouldn't have happened. And I think essentially I'm very much an ancient Indian woman. For me, my husband, my family comes right in the forefront, and then comes ophthalmology. But yes, I can't say like if I were given a chance to be born again in this world, then I would still want to be an ophthalmologist.
So as rightly said by Dr. Chitra, that if you want to go fast, you can go alone. But as a team, if you want to go further, you need to go with your team. So that is the importance of team. Yeah. So how, which psychosocial changes you brought in your eye foundation to retain the good faculty? Because manpower is an important part.
Yes.
Skilled manpower.
And we are truly lucky to have our team with us. Actually, there have been our colleagues who have been with us for 20 years, 30 years and more, whether the senior optometrists or senior doctors and the younger ones. It's about taking care of them, their dreams and aspirations. You cannot be growing alone in a system at any point of time. Everybody has one lifetime only. And if you are able to do in some small way, if not a big way, ideally it should be the biggest way. If you could ensure that each single person who is in your practice is continuously evolving with you, enjoying his academic career, enjoying his surgical growth, getting chances to further train himself for further growth. So everything has to be done. Along with it, monetarily, they have to be very comfortable. It's not a question that we are paying on par with any other institution. You have to be on par with what your doctor needs. at this present state of affairs, his skill set, entire energy has been given to you for your eye foundation to grow. So unless you take them all as your part of the family, this dream cannot be realized. So I think we owe every bit of the way to every single nurse, driver, watchman, everybody along the way to have reached what little we have reached in our lives.
So a lot of the female ophthalmologists, they are big leaders now in India as well as around the globe.
Yeah.
So how difficult is their journey by maintaining the work-life balance, the family life? So what is your take? And
I think ophthalmology is still a field where there aren't too many emergencies. So you can have a certain fixed timings of work. The timings of work becomes a challenge for us on the where we are on the leading the organization, where a lot of management parts come into it. But if you are working in the clinical part of it, you can have your fixed timings, and you can create time for them to have their further surgical evolution or paper presentations or publications or anything. That again, you have to challenge them to go further, and some of them take the path and go on. But I think ophthalmology, I think you can still have a good quality of life. So I think that happens.
so being a global leader yourself in the world of ophthalmology, what is your message for the youngsters who are attending the WS here?
I think,
How can they grow?
I think we really need to give credit to Dr. Mohita for ensuring that her dream for the woman ophthalmologist of the country has taken such a shape that even the top leader women of ophthalmologists of the entire country want to be seen here and want to be present here and want to share their knowledge and the skill sets here. She has taken it to an entire different level of vibrancy. And I think ophthalmology is a subject wherein these young girls or the evolving girls can still do a part-time work or 3/4 day work for any number of years and still achieve the dreams which they want to achieve.
So if given ample power to you, being a leader, so what you would like to do for the girls and the female leaders in ophthalmology?
Yes, the women in ophthalmology have taken a big segment of ophthalmology because of the certain lack of stress in work hours and all that. But I think we are not feminists here. I wouldn't want to do something only for the women in ophthalmology. I would want to do anything I can for the men in ophthalmology too. I would wish that we are already there, the governing council or the leaders who are there in ophthalmology in AIOS. I have worked so much that it makes you wonder what are the future leaders going to do which is already not done. So having said that, I would ensure that everything is done, that every doctor, even the remotest part of the country, has access to technology, knowledge, is confident to come up on the podium and talk, is able to reach out to you with the smallest doubts, whether it is clinical or it is management or every other way. I would do everything to ensure that what the earlier leaders have done is further reinforced and taken to a different level. We have newer challenges now. We have cashless insurance and so many other things which have there, and how each of these systems and all of it comes into it, so that everybody, be it in a corporate setup or in a smaller practice, each of these practices, the person is doing it with absolute knowledge of science and the commercial component of it. So I would want India and the Indian ophthalmologists to go to a different level with the leaders of ophthalmologists taking it further. Thank you.
Now coming to the very last but a very pertinent question, what is your mantra of happiness?
Mantra of happiness. I think like you, Dr. Arvind, I love people generally. So, I actually become fresh and energetic. And again, when I meet new friends, meet old friends. So for me, yes, I would like to scale different heights in the All India Ophthalmic platform. But besides that, I have enjoyed the travel. All these years, every single travel of mine, I've come back so happy. And living in Coimbatore, wherein majority of the times there are 2 flights to catch, I may be tired at the end of the day, but my mind is so happy. It's because I think it enriches us to connect with people and learn so much more from all of it.
So, we end here that good friends are the elixir of life. It was great having you here, Dr. Chitra, and wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thanks, sir.